Hi, everybody. I'm Karen Orlowski. And if you didn't just hear, I live outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in Cumming. And we've been here about 6 years, and I absolutely love it. But we are here tonight because our community is focusing on going green in March, kind of like a St. Patty's Day thing, but we want to go green and we want to help you guys go green. That means eating more green foods, eating more, not like, green M&Ms, but like green Nalani, green vegetables. I guess there's even some green fruits, but I always think of vegetables first when I think of green. And, we asked everybody, how many servings of green vegetables do you think you get every single day? And most people were, 2 to 3 servings, which is actually pretty good. And yeah, green peanut M&Ms. So I am so excited because we have so many great speakers tonight, and we're going to be sharing some delicious recipes and educating you all about why you want to eat green vegetables and why you want to try and get in as many as possible. So I am going to be turning it over to Nalani, Dr. Nalani Valentine, for the education part, and she is just wicked smart. And yes, I can't wait for you guys to hear from her.
Thanks, Karen. Wow, it's great to be here with this community. I just love it. I just want to share with you a little bit about greens. Okay, we're talking about greens, and I decided to look up a little bit more of even from what we know. And some things blew me away, some things that I didn't know, and I thought I knew a lot. So I made a little note so that I can help remember just a few things that I wanted to share with you. First of all, greens help you breathe better. They have found vegetables like spinach and kale and chard and other leafy green vegetables actually help you because of the nitrates they have. So they help to open up the blood vessels and get more oxygen into the cells. I thought that was amazing in itself. Okay, another thing, of course, we know about reversing sticky blood cells. We know about vitamin K and K1, and that is actually a specific vitamin in greens that does so much in helping you to strengthen your bones. Can you imagine? Your bones are being strengthened by eating more and more greens. Another thing, they act like an internal sunscreen. Kale, collards, and mustards, oh, because of the lutein zeaxanthin, okay? They actually help to protect you from certain rays of the sun. And they actually make you smell better. We know about that one, chlorophyll. There was a time I used to go around drinking, what was it, I guess about 25 years ago or so. I used to pour pure chlorophyll in my water bottle and drink it. That reminded me of that. So yeah, did you know that? That eating lots of leafy green vegetables can actually make you smell better. Another thing is they protect your DNA. Well, we know about that because we have had some studies that show that. And I'll just move on. They actually are high in folate, which makes you feel better. It helps you with more serotonin and dopamine.
Click on the link to fill out the free 30-second quiz. Believe it or not, some victims feel bad for holding someone accountable. They don't want others to think that they're scamming the system. Don't let this be you. It's not true. You're entitled to compensation.
Okay, I don't know where that's coming from. Nalani, hold on.
Nalani, we're hearing other audio or something.
I just removed them.
Oh, it was a Zoom bomber?
I don't know. I kept muting them and they kept unmuting.
Oh, okay.
I think,
Sorry,
Nalani, you
Nalani.
might be still muted.
Yeah, I think she got muted and then I couldn't
There I
see
am.
her.
I got muted in the process. Isn't that
Oh
it?
my goodness, that's so weird.
Okay, so one other thing that your connective tissue, which is what we call the fascia, that's an amazing study in itself. How everything is wrapped in its own skin, right? All of that connective tissue is enhanced and strengthened by eating green leafy vegetables. And the key is, we were asked the question, how many do you have? And what I've been noticing more and more and sharing more and more is that no matter who we are, we can always use more. Because studies have shown that the fruits and vegetables today, particularly the produce, fruits and vegetables, broccoli, for instance, has lost up to 80% of its content. So if we think we're getting a lot, we could always get more. And that's where Juice Plus comes in. And I just love that it is live, real, whole food. It's not a supplement, it's just fruits and veggies in a capsule that have been dehydrated at low temperatures to maintain some of that, to maintain more of that good nutrition that does all of those things that we talked about. And there's just one more thing I wanted to share with you about that before I hand it back over to Karen. And that is, oh, before I get to that, I just want to finish this thought about having more because we need more to get the same amount that used to be in the fruits and vegetables years and years ago. And one of the things that makes a huge difference is the way that plants are handled today and processed. And that is one of the reasons why we lose so much of the content, not even counting the sprays and everything. So the farmers that we use that are being used for Juice Plus, they are family farmers, small and medium family farmers that really have control over what's going on, and they let it ripen on the vine. And that's where there's an uptake of between 50 and 100% even of the nutritional content. So it's really good to know that you can fill in your nutritional gaps because there are many gaps we have, actually two that I always speak of, the gap between what we eat and what we should eat, and the bigger gap between what we eat and what our bodies absorb from what we eat. And some of the scientific studies have shown that, and that's called bioavailability, and that when you eat the Juice Plus fruits and veggies and the berries, that it is bioavailable. In other words, it actually is doing something in your body and your body is able to absorb it. So this last tidbit I wanted to share with you, that a study was done by NIH that showed that 81-year-olds they were tested, and actually they were from 75 to 99. And so they were looking at these 81-year-olds who had reduced cognitive decline because they were given more vegetables, green leafy vegetables in particular. So they are saying that dementia can be avoided. First time I had ever actually heard them say that, with green leafy vegetables and or improved. And so I'm excited to hear what everybody else has to say. And Karen now is going to share some more with you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Nalani. I did not know most of those facts. I could listen to you all day. You always have so much great information in the way you present it. So thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick little tip on how to add some greens to a smoothie. I don't know about anybody else, but I am busy. I'm a busy mom. Um, I'm playing pickleball. I've got dogs. I'm running errands. Like I just am busy quite often. I'm not a big breakfast person and I go work out just about every single morning. And so when I come back, we know that we need to refuel our body for, muscle recovery, muscle strength, bone health, protein, all of that great stuff. The thing that I refuel with every single day for the last, I think, 19 years is the Juice Plus Complete. My favorite go-to, and I think this is Sharon's too, is my chocolate peanut butter. This, guys, I wake up like craving this. It's all I can do to wait until after my workout to drink it. But I want to show you that you can't even tell, and kids can drink this with spinach in it. Spinach has zero taste. Throw a big handful of spinach in any smoothie that you're making, and you get that extra nutrition without any taste. I also want to give you a quick tip. If anybody shops at Costco or BJ's where you buy the big thing of plastic, the vegetables. First of all, get it out of the plastic. It's going to go slimy and gross within a couple of days. Put it into this is just for Zoom purposes, but I actually have a giant jar that I come home and immediately put all of my greens into that jar, and it will stay fresh for up to a week. I didn't bring it here, but I will take half of that typically and put it into a jar. And I take the other half and put it into a Ziploc and drop it right in the freezer. Because if it's going straight into a smoothie, it doesn't matter if it's, frozen or it's fresh. So I love that you can drop spinach into any single smoothie and without any taste. I have put kale in there and Swiss chard and other things. It does get a little bit bitter with some of those. So for most of you, I would probably stick to spinach. But that's just a really easy way to get some greens into your daily diet. Okay, I am super excited. Melissa is going to be sharing. I saw her walk by with what she's going to be sharing, and it looks amazing.
Hi, guys. All right, so I am Melissa, and tonight I'm going to share with you a refreshing mocktail I made called the Green Goddess. So it is a little yellow, but we made it with all kind of green things. So I'll show it to you and then we're going to go through it. So why mocktails? Who cares? Well, they're hip. You can go to most restaurants now and there's mocktails on the menu. And no joke, they cost about the same as your alcohol. Why don't we want alcohol? Well, for one thing, it doesn't really relax us and put us to sleep. It actually, without getting too scientific, our brain waves start to compete, and that's what wakes us up. We fall asleep and then we wake up. And our livers can't detox when we put alcohol in because the alcohol is metabolized in your liver. So your liver can't get rid of any other junk while you're having alcohol. There are other ways to de-stress. Exercise. It is really good and it helps you sleep. Fruits and veggies, actually another way to de-stress. I like to have proper sleep hygiene, so turning my phone off, nice scents. Some people like to shower at night to get relaxed. Last bit about alcohol. Do you know that a shot glass is 1.5 ounces? 1.5 ounces is 3 tablespoons. That's how much, that's a serving of alcohol. Disclaimer, this is just juice. This is not wine. But how many times is your wine glass really this full? This is 5 ounces of wine. That's a serving. And then 12 ounces of beer. That's a serving. That's not usually what we consume. So in our mocktail, we've got pineapple juice. I topped it off with this non-alcoholic 0-calorie ginger beer. You can also use a sparkling water. I'm garnishing it with a kiwi, a lime, and an apple, and basil straight off my tower. So the reason I went with this, okay, so there's our look. We can even be pretty fancy and use a good old Moscow Mule copper mug. The reason I chose this, so herbs are a great way to spice up your life and improve your health. Herbs are good blood sugar modifiers, vitamin K like Nalani added. They're good for your cardiovascular health, anti-inflammatories. I'm not an herbalist, but they are really a great way to improve your health. Thyme, you can mix into tea. It's good for when you have a cough. Pineapple juice. Have you heard of bromelain? You can get it in a capsule, you can get it in the store. Also good anti-inflammatory, good for fertility, good for digestion. And then the bromelain is what it breaks down enzymes. So if you ever hear people say pineapple makes them itchy, not an allergy, but itchy, that's what it's doing. It's literally like kind of breaking down your skin, but that's how it helps with digestion. If you're going to buy pineapples in a can, you want them in juice, not syrup. That's just a little tidbit. Um, Another cool thing I thought about pineapples, you can't really see it behind me, but the outside of the pineapple, those are actually called eyes, the little prickly things around the outside of them. Pineapple and kiwi, I thought were interesting, are the environmental working group, so the EWG, clean 15, which means when they're tested for pesticides, they are clean. I have heard of the clean 15 and the dirty dozen before, but I didn't understand it meant those dirty dozen are dirty after they've been cleaned. They are, you can peel a banana and there's still pesticides inside, which is a little freaky. So if you're going to go organic with fruits and veggies, strawberries, numero uno. Apples, I didn't realize that. So now I think I'm going to switch to some organic apples. Tonight we're showing, we had a green apple, Granny Smith. Apples are a good way to fill you up with fiber. They're energizing. Limes, also a great way to spice and accent up your dish. I heard a little secret, they might be good for weight loss. I don't know. And kiwis are good for your skin. Actually, like the seeds are a good toner for your skin. You guys are lucky I didn't come on here with like kiwis in my eyes. And I think you can maybe eat the skin, but we weren't going to go into that. So kiwis and limes, both good in vitamin C. Vitamin C is good for our immunity. It's also low in calories. And let's see, I'm just going to check my notes real quick. Yeah, I think that is it. So that if you need a good mocktail, we're going to drop these recipes. This is the Refreshing Green Goddess. It is delicious, nutritious, and refreshing. Oops, sorry, I'm passing over to Sharon.
Hi, guys. Well, happy Go Green Day. This has been exciting. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Nalani. Thank you, Karen. I am sharing with you two of my favorite recipes that we eat around the house all the time. And I love that Dr. Nalani and Melissa shared a lot about greens. I just want to make sure you know that, sometimes people take supplements for calcium or iron. And green leafy vegetables are the most healthy way to get those. And within a fruit or vegetable, there's 10,000 nutrients. So only one of those would be calcium. But a doctor would say, take magnesium with it, but then you're missing all the other great things that are in green leafy vegetables, which include boron, vitamin K, phosphorus, all these things that help keep the calcium in the body. So green leafy vegetables are very, very good for that. And so whenever I'm making something fresh, I also think I love that there's live enzymes. So like in this herb basil, there's live enzymes. In cilantro, there's live enzymes. So the more live foods that we can eat, the better. And so I love that we're showcasing some green ones. So with basil, which I love to get a whole bunch of it, whether it's on the Tower Garden or I used to make my kids run into Doris Italian Market because they would give the most basil, not these little tiny boxes, but a huge bush of basil. I love to make pesto. And my son's like, okay, where's the pesto tonight? Doug and I ate a bunch of it. So this is all Matthew gets. But this is a healthier version of pesto. We got the book from Buca de Beppa a long time ago, and it said cheese, cheese, cheese. And we're not doing that. So I used walnuts to make it a little thicker and just heartier. So it's olive oil, it's lemon, it's garlic, it's walnuts. It's very simple ingredients and it's so tasty. And tonight, because we're going green, I decided to go all the way green. And so we had zucchini with vegetable broth And I made spirals. This is how you make spirals. And I made spirals, yummy, for us with some of the same ingredients like lemon, little red pepper flakes, broth, and garlic. And it was delicious. So there is garlic in the pesto also. So that's one of them. That's a go-to meal for us anytime. The whole family loves it. We call it green spaghetti. Then we have our other newer favorite, which is called kale quinoa, and it is delicious and it's hearty also. And I think people have a problem with kale sometimes because maybe they don't wash it and make it like a little more tender, or maybe it's not tender to start. But what you do is you put it in water, salt water, and you massage it, and then these things that could really like cut your teeth will come off. These are great for like juicing or whatever, but I don't necessarily want to eat them. So I know Doug loves them. He likes to make it even more hearty. So anyway, I make sure I massage my kale so that it's good, and I also chop it a little bit for less strenuous activity with the kale. But the kale quinoa salad is really good, and it's got golden raisins and sesame seeds and a vinaigrette. So check for the recipes that we're going to have available. Turning it over to Doug.
I'm going to turn it over to Nicole, actually.
Thank you,
Nicole,
Douglas.
Oh, sorry
Yes.
about that. I
It's
love her
okay.
cilantro rice. I'm the one that
I gotta
nominated it.
find her. There
It's
she
so
is.
good.
Well, I am like, oh my gosh, mine is the less healthiest recipe that I'm going to share. However, I want to tap into your mindset. And the reason why I love the cilantro rice is not only because in my family we love rice, it's another variety. And also because I am constantly asking myself, which I invite you to, and I want to share this question to you so you can use it as well. I'm constantly asking myself, how much green have I had today or I will have when I'm planning on what I am going to eat? And I tell my children, I am a mom of three, and I'm constantly asking them as well, how much green did you have today? Because if you didn't have greens, then most likely you have processed food. So the green rice is very simple to make. For 1 cup of rice that you're going to cook, you're going to use 1.5 bunch of cilantro, like a whole bunch. 1.5 for 1 cup of rice. So it can have that strong, delicious flavor. If it's organic, if it's from a better place, I use it from my towers. So I use half of the amount because we know that from the tower garden things not only have more nutritional density and also much more flavor. So if you're going to make 3 cups of rice, then you use like 6 bunches of cilantro if you purchase from the store, or half of it, or you'll see as you go how strong you like the flavor if you use from the tower garden. I also add garlic. That's my secret recipe, adding garlic to it. And then I use vegetable broth. If I don't have vegetable broth, then I'll use water. And then salt and oil as normal, and then the same amount of water. What you do is that you measure the water based on the amount of rice or however you make your rice, and you blend the cilantro in the water. And you add the garlic, and everything gets liquidy, and then you just cook the rice the same way you cook the rice. So today I already have my garlic already like a puree. So I added and I got creative, and then I got distracted, and the garlic got a little bit toasted, and it's not so green because of the garlic, but it should be greener. And this is how it should look. So not only I am training myself and my mind and my eyes to keep eating green, also it goes so delicious with tomato, with the rice. And then you can add broccoli or you can add mushrooms. I have chicken because one of the kids are going to eat now, and this is going to be their dinner. I don't know if you have had pico de gallo. It goes, cilantro goes with the tomatoes and the onions. It's just go delicious with the rice. So this is pico de gallo that I made, and then we have colors in our plate and chicken. But if you don't need chicken, you can add whichever source of protein. And that would be my tip, just to keep thinking constantly, have I had greens today? Will I have greens? And another thing that I tell myself and my children is not about taking away, is about adding more of the whole of better choices, because when we add better to our life, we have less space for those decisions that are not so good. And you still have them, it's just you're gonna have less, which is good. So I am done. I hope you guys can try this cilantro rice. It's delicious. And I will turn it over to Douglas. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. Hey, what's up, girl? um, you know, and let me tell you, I've had that rice. I've had that rice made by Nicole. My daughter makes that rice now. Hi, Daniela. um, she's so cute. But it is so good, guys. And here's the thing, like Nicole started off by saying, well, mine's not the healthiest recipe of the group. But you know what? That's why we're teaching this, because you take something and you just add a little bit of greens to it. You add a little bit of goodness into it, and you're trying to get more and more and more, right, Daniela? That's right. And so thank you, Nicole. I do love that recipe. I took some notes here, and I thought there was such good stuff, and I don't know how we packed it all into 30 minutes, but great job, everybody. Sharon, was literally our dinner tonight, so that is legit. I'm gonna go have some kale salad right after this. I got good news and bad news. That pesto, I know it is excellent, because we also have some sourdough bread we made at the same time. But our daughter is looking for some pesto too, so they're going to be fighting over what's left down there. Melissa had some great tips, by the way. Melissa's a pharmacist. You know, she has a little bit of those impressive credentials behind her name. And the thing is, listen to her. She knows what she's talking about. And ditching some of the alcohol once in a while. Anything. Our community is all about making simple changes, guys. So making little tiny changes where maybe you just pass on the alcohol occasionally, and then you're just a little bit less of the bad stuff into you, right? And then, like Karen was saying, if you just throw a little spinach into a smoothie, or you know what I do when you're making pasta. Let's say you have a marinara sauce and you're making pasta. During the last 1 minute, just throw a giant handful of water into the actual pasta water while it's boiling. And then when you drain it out, you have spinach in your pasta, and then you put that right in your marinara, and it's awesome. So, I mean, it all works. And, what Nalani was talking about, I was learning some things. I love what she said. You can always use more greens. It's like, are we supposed to have 7 to 13 or 9 to 13? Maybe so. But listen, nobody's really hitting that. So just go for more, like Nicole was saying. But I did love the way, and by the way, if somebody can put the link to our Simple Changes group into the chat, somebody was asking, and also if you guys could work on the mutes for me, that would be helpful. But Juice Plus is a great way that you can bridge the gap, because we usually come up a little short on the amount of things that we have. And that's why in our community, we promote Juice Plus as a solution, as a simple way to just get more fruits and vegetables into your diet. And that's really just a way to get healthier, because like Nalani said, it's bioavailable. And that spinach or that cilantro or that basil that Sharon was using, that doesn't have the same nutrition that it had 50 years ago. So we need more. So it prevents disease. It builds a healthy immune system. There's no reason not to do it. We invite you to join our healthy group. A couple of things. First of all, we want you to join our group. There's a link in the chat. It's called Simple Changes to Better Health. We post lots of recipes and ideas, and we do push-up challenges and squats and all kinds of stuff. In March, we're going to be going green and encouraging more and more greens. And it's just a really, really great place to be around healthy people, so you can talk about stuff like this. If you're just hanging out with whoever, you probably don't have this conversation, right? But this conversation could save your life someday. So it's really, really important. And feel free to invite more people into that group as well. Invite your friends, your mom, your dad, anybody. We welcome everybody. There's thousands of people in there, and there's great tips. And then finally, if the information about Juice Plus resonated with you, just connect with the person that invited you onto this Zoom, or maybe you're seeing this replay in the group, whoever your representative is with Juice Plus. And if you need help figuring that out, just ask in the chat, not in the Facebook group. We'll figure it out. And it'd be great for you to have some of the great experience that we've been having with Juice Plus. For me and Sharon, it's been 25 years, and it's really made an impact on our health. The stuff works. It's amazing. And again, thanks for coming on tonight. Thanks for sharing, Jana. Thanks for all of our speakers tonight. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to say good night, and everybody have a great evening.